get this going. Bly versus True, best of 3 ZvZ, second series of the day, some ZvZ action. We have to the top left side our blue Zerg player. Let's hear it if you're cheering on Bly, as he goes up against the red Zerg player. To the bottom right hand side is from Psystorm Gaming. It's True. So setting up into this best of 3. Again, after this, True will play against Mana. And then as our fourth match, we'll have Bly versus Mana. And then Bly and Mana will take their turns in playing against Natural to finish off the day here. Again, guaranteed 6 best of 3s in this round robin format. Lots of fun. Lots of games. Good games at that as well. That's why I really like this SGL Cup. It's really good games, high level. And even, you know, the Leifeng Cup gets maybe the super top Koreans you don't see all the time. But the SGL gets you the foreigners and still some of the Koreans as well. You know, you don't usually see, actually, you know, these foreign players playing in the Leifeng Cup. It's actually the Leifeng in the group stages is a little bit of a weak event because the group stages are oftentimes just Korean players really kind of bopping away the Chinese players. And oftentimes we do get some good games, but throughout an entire group, you'll probably have 2 or 3 good series, and the other series will be flops. Whereas in the SGL, every single series has a potential just to be so, so good. So, setting up into this, Bly did open with this pull first, so he's going to go around the side with a few Zerglings here. But I mean, actually True had a similar idea. True did go kind of gas pull though, so he actually has a little bit of a later hatchery, but a few less Zerglings, but he does have a lot of gas in the bank. Be interesting here, because he isn't actually starting Zergling speed as he comes in towards the natural expansion. Will now go up to the high ground. So he doesn't have Zergling speed, and that'll be intriguing just to see what he spends this on. This Queen going to get caught though on the ramp, and True stops attacking there for a moment or two as well, so doesn't even get that much done with this Queen. I was going to be seeing these drones having to pull back. Nice micro so far. Look at that. Pulling back the damaged drones. Really cute. Hasn't lost anything just yet apart from the Queen, which is, considering the situation, quite impressive. Now one drone goes down, and now a couple more will fall. That's going to be 2 kills, now 3. And damage continuing to be done here as True continuing to clean up. So True continuing to clean up right now. Guys, is the music really low for you all? Is the game sounds really low? Let me know, because it seems really quiet for me for once, which isn't usually the case. So we're going to see a couple of Queens just going to come in, inject on the natural, and all said and done in the early stages of the game. Well, it's pretty even. Bly going to invest into that link speed compared to True. He is just going to go straight to a lair. Right, so fast lair. Actually, I mean, you see this fast lair, you might think something like a Spire, etc. But actually, oftentimes what you'll see is something along the lines of a Roach-Ron and an Evo Chamber, and the fast lair is just to go straight into that Roach speed. So let's see what happens. It is going to be Roach-Ron and Evo Chamber out of True. So he's going to set up into this as well. Just going to bypass the link speed, which means that Bly will be able to get his own third hatchery started nice and early. Whereas True won't take his third hatch as soon because he doesn't have the link speed to protect it. He's going to have to get his roaches to be able to fight against this. You know, to defend his third hatchery. And that'll just take him a little while here. So he'll just be sat on 2 bases for a little bit longer than Bly should be. Both players start the +1 Evo Chamber, upgrade the +1 missiles at the same time as well. So that's going to be fairly even in this game. As we see some Zerglings from Bly going to start moving through the center of the map. So here we go, down to the bottom right-hand side. Well, True just immediately pops an Evo Chamber down to help fill the wall. I wonder if he actually loses an Evo Chamber if Bly just targets it down. Because there isn't a lot of DPS behind this, you know, there isn't any roaches here just yet. So there's nothing to stop these Zerglings from breaking through. And even just killing the Roach-Ron, even just killing the Evo Chamber is really going to slow True down. He's going to end up without a +1 upgrade. He's going to end up without Roach production for a little while. And Bly, he's going to kill both of these. He's going to fight against the Broodlings for a little bit, but now he gets a wrap around on the Queens. He's going to kill one Queen here, some drones as well, before these Roaches really start to pop out in any real numbers. Eventually the Zerglings will get cleaned up as True pulls drones in to deal with it, but man, losing the Roach-Ron really sucks. He actually hasn't even rebuilt the Roach-Ron just yet. So this is a really, really painful sort of thing. Losing those buildings early on in this is going to hurt a lot. So intrigued to see how he tries to recover at this point in time. You know, what does he try and do to make up for what has definitely been a little bit of a deficit so far? Roaches coming through the center of the map from True. Looking to see what's going on. A few more Roaches joining up here as well. And a few Roaches on the way out from Bly. So they're going to keep on popping here. I mean, there's a Roach rolling up from True once again. So he has to get into that before he can make more Roaches. Worker count's still dead even. I think one of the main things is the fact that Bly did kill off that Evo chamber, so he cancels the upgrade, and that just naturally now gives him a little bit of an advantage on the +1 timing. Everything I said about the third hatchery earlier, though, is going to be a little bit of a lie, because now True's going to be the first to take a third hatch. I mean, they come down at pretty similar timing, but you see what I mean. Bly could have probably taken this a bit earlier, and he would have been able to deny it with those Zerglings. I mean, if the Zerglings are able to pick off an Evo chamber and a Rotron that's part of the wall, you would imagine that he would have also been able to pick off the third hatchery if True tried to take it earlier. And Bly could have probably put his down earlier too. I'm not sure why he didn't, in all honesty. True can actually go double Evo upgrades now. As his Rotron comes back up, he's still going to have the faster roach speed because his lair has completed, and that's something Bly doesn't have. So True, despite the damage he's taken here, is actually not in so bad a position. Because Bly also doesn't have the lair, he means he can't go straight into +2 attack. And so the upgrade advantage he created for himself, well, he's not really done anything with it unless this attack here is going to get something done. And so he's never going to be at an upgrade lead in this game again, unless kind of True forgets his +2 attack as well, of course. But I mean, he's actually going to be behind a Carapace upgrade, so very shortly here, Bly is going to lose a lot of the advantages he created for himself. And True is going to put himself into a nice little position now, a nice little spot to work from. These roaches just going to sit up atop this ramp. Third hatchery coming down, going to be finishing up here in a moment or two from Bly as well, so third hatch does finish. And a couple of drones just kind of mining away over here. Going to see this Overseer from Bly coming down the right-hand side of the map as well. So, Overseer coming down the right-hand side. We see an Overlord to the upper left. We're going to be seeing a few roaches again over to this side too. And again, just continuing to see what's up and what is going on. Spire starts to build out of Bly, so he's going to go into a Spire transition off of the hatchery, so off of the lair. He actually, I guess the upgrade lead doesn't matter so much then, from Bly's perspective anymore, because he's going to switch into mutas. It's interesting because True's actually the player who likes to play mutas so often, so it'll be interesting to see him actually being the roach player playing against Mutalisks. Obviously, he's never really been in a position in this game to drop his own Spire down. As we continue to set up into this Bly. A few units around the left-hand side looking to see what's going on. And you see a group of Zerglings to the right-hand side going to be able to grab a Queen kill. So, Queen out in the front trying to pick off an Overlord / Overseer. Gets punished for it though. Almost a bit of a bait out of Bly. Nice little pick off there. And again, that's something you can do with the link speed. That's a little bit harder to do with the Roaches. You don't quite have the same ability as that small group of Zerglings. It's true, is up a little bit in supply, but here comes the issue right now as he moves across the map. I don't think he's really going to be able to get enough done before these mutas are able to kind of come into play and really start slowing him down, whether it's by trading against the units or trading against the roaches, or whether it's just by attacking across the map. So I think True just sort of has to sit back here. The thing is, Bly's, because he goes roaches into mutas, it's a much safer way, it's a much slower way, but much safer way to get to Mutalisks, because it means that you have a lot of roaches on the ground to help you deal with an initial roach-based attack of your opponent. You're going to see now, actually, Bly sees these units over here, uses the Zerglings to great effect to trap some of these roaches in, to stop them from retreating, and a lot of these roaches are starting to go down here as they retreat away to the right-hand side. Roaches of Bly continue to chase in, and actually there's going to be a lot of roaches left over from True to the top right side, which are just not going to go anywhere. They're going to get taken down as well. Goodbye, sweet roaches. You do see a big counterattack from Bly. True up the end to the main base and natural now. So here we go. This is the question actually, because Bly is very far out of position with his roaches here. He will start counterattack himself. He'll get some damage done. These mutas right now are not doing enough damage fast enough to clean up the roaches. So a lot of damage being done, and there goes the Spire. So +1 fly attacks won't come into play, and we won't see any more Mutalisks being made either. So it's only these Mutalisks that are on the map right now. If the lair goes down as well, then we won't see another Spire building. And that will also kind of suck right now, as Bly has lost a lot of drones. He's still trying to fight over here. He still has army on this side of the map, but True is slowly but surely starting to work his way against this. 20 worker lead for him right now, as he is still picking off workers around the map. However, remember, Bly still has Mutalisks, so although he's down to just 2 bases now and only 22 workers to the 41, the mutas, if not dealt with correctly, can still do a lot of damage to pull you back into a game. Drones are still moving around though, still getting picked off. Bly is now making his way in towards the mineral line. It's taking him a long time. He's picked off the third base mineral line already, I guess. And he just isn't going to be able to clean that up though, because this roach is going to win out this fight. Kaboom, he wins that. So I mean, killing off a lot of workers, all of a sudden True only on 19 drones of his own. And Bly with a little bit more army supply again. Eventually these mutas will clean out the roaches of True. And so while it looked very bad for Bly for a few moments, eventually it'll be True's victory, because Bly just has the Mutalisks in the sky, and that changes so much in this. GG and Bly is going to introduce our players to the top left-hand side of the map. Up 1 game in this best of 3, it will be our blue Zerg player from Team Expert. It is Bly. Still hashtag on fire here in the clan tag on the NA server. And down to the bottom right, our red Zerg from Psystorm Gaming. Currently is in Korea, by the way, so I didn't know that. I thought he was actually still in the Psystorm house, but no, he's in Korea, which makes sense as to why we played on Korea in the first match of the day. To the bottom right-hand side, Psystorm Gaming's True is going to be coming in and playing against Bly to try and even up this series. We've already seen the first series of the day go to all 3 games. How fantastic it would be to see the second series going in a similar way. 11,957 viewers, a live game. Nice to know my follower count's that high. Hey guys, we're only 40 followers away from 12,000. That's pretty crazy. Should we try and do it? Do you think you can do it? Do you think we can get enough hype today to hit 12,000 followers? I think we can, guys. If you don't already follow the channel and you do somewhat enjoy the games, enjoy the commentary and the matches, then do make sure you hit that follow button. It's just below the stream. It takes a second to do. And it's a very simple way to be able to set up, and it's a very simple way to be able to support the stream, because it means you're likely to see us live again in the future, and then you can tune in again. And obviously follow numbers help when talking to sponsors and stuff, yada yada. So let's see if we can hit another 43 followers today. We've already had about 20 or so. I don't think getting another 43 should be so difficult, not when there's so many of you in here. I'm sure a few of you don't follow, so let's hit us up. Let's see how far we can get. Let's see if we can hit 12,000 by the end of SGL today, as we have this overload from both players being to scout. It's a hatch gas pool from both players. True just about 20 gas behind his opponent, 16 to 20 gas behind, slight difference. Let's see what's going to continue to happen here. This overload's still just moving around from True, and it's going to be seeing Ling speed starting up from both players as well right now. So Ling speed starting up from both players, as Bly will stay in gas, so will True. Actually, True pulls 1 work out of gas, so a little bit less gas income for him right now. We'll see him probably starting. I mean, we might see both players start being less. We might see both players skip in to go straight into roaches. So let's see how it's going to be. As we see this drone going to come in, going to pop the third hatchery down. Mirrored build so far from both players. After a third hatchery so early, generally you do tend to see the Ling Bane phase of the game. So there's that Bane that's dropping down from True. Let's see if Bly does the same. With Bly just wants to go with a roach roll and still play a little bit risky, especially if you take the fast third. Similar to the last game, where holding the third base can be difficult if you're only going to do it with roaches. Obviously he has Ling speed, so it's a bit different to the last game and what we talked about. But it's still a little bit difficult kind of initially to get those initial roaches going. So let's see if he's going to be able to make this happen. Third hatch on the way from both. Roach roll out of Bly, Bane and Nest from True. A little bit of a difference coming in from both players right now. I mean, the Ling Bane obviously going to be highly mobile. It suits True's playstyle. And I'm wondering if we see an Evo Chamber coming down from True to head in towards a melee upgrade to really commit into this over the next, over the next kind of few minutes. Would be interesting to see if he's really going to commit to that, or if he's just going to go into a roach roll himself. I mean, he could play Ling Bane into like a Spire, but no, he's going to drop the roach roll of his own. Actually, see a few Lings from Bly coming across the map. Going to run straight into a finishing Baneling. That's going to be a good connection to begin with. True losing quite a lot here straight away. So True loses quite a lot. Bly loses quite a lot in this initial attempt to attack. As these Banelings, they don't really want to go off on another couple of Zerglings, but in the end they have to. Things from True across the map don't really get much done either. So both players here, so far nothing too crazy. True is about to work behind, but actually a little bit ahead in army supply, which is a slight advantage for him. And he's going to still join up towards the upper right side. So join up towards the top side. We're going to be seeing a few drones from Bly. Actually pulling away because I think he realizes he's going to be under attack. So it's quite smart to pull away so he doesn't actually lose the drones. Third hatch will be under fire though. Roaches will have to come in to try and defend this. Zergling's going to pull away to the right side. Does see those drones now. But that did work out. You know, it worked out for Bly pulling those drones off to the side. So it's pretty neat. We can see a queen starting to build up here from Bly as well. And Roach is on the way from True. Both players, neither of them with an Evo Chamber yet as they head into this Roach play. Neither of them with a lair either, so really kind of low-tech Roach-ling playstyles currently. I mean, obviously True used them balance for a little while here, but has moved out of those now. And what do we see? Finally, Bly going to be the first to drop down something, which suggests we're not just going to be seeing no upgrade Roach-ling forever. That Evolution Chamber starts up for him as True going to start another big round of drones. So he sets up into this. Just slightly different approaches from both players right now. I'm sure we'll see at some point soon. We'll see True dropping down his own Evo lair. There is the lair actually on the way, so choose the lair first. Get set up in towards that Roach speed, and well, maybe a middleless tech switch as well. Maybe we do see that Spire coming down. Oh wow, Bly's actually going to cancel the +1 missile and go for +1 carapace. I wonder if that's because he hasn't seen the Roaches of his opponent yet. I mean, he sees a Roach roar now. Carapace is interesting because +1 missile and Roach on Roach is way, way, way better in terms of being able to fight and engage. So it's really interesting that you would choose that. Oh wow, that's really intriguing. This is really intriguing to see the +1 card. I'm trying to figure out. I just don't know if he doesn't think it's Roaches or what. Even though, you know, even against Lings, for example, +1 missiles is generally quite good because it means that you 2-shot a Ling instead of 3-shotting it. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm actually going to see the upgrade cancelled, and looks as though Bly might have just been trying to fake anyways. Going to morph in a lot of Roaches and Ravagers. Going to move onto the map. The Ravagers will hunt down Overlords, trying to supply block True here, so that when he comes across the map to attack, True can't make as many units as he'd like to. Right now, True have 26 Zerglings being made, and the Spire dropping down, so he is just going to go straight into the Spire. But man, I mean, if he doesn't find a way to fight this number of Roaches super early, you know, really, really quickly here, he's going to be really in trouble. We're going to see a few Lings coming in, True trying to attack, but he gets denied pretty quickly. And the thing is, look at Bly moving down the left side of the map. True doesn't see this. He's got no vision on the left side of the map, so he doesn't see this coming at all until these Roaches literally arrive at his base, more or less. So True is in a lot of trouble right now. A lot more Zerglings going across the map to attack, but that just means even less units over here from True to defend Bly's attack right now. These units starting to come across, and well, there go the Zerglings from True in towards the upper base. That hatchery going to start taking some damage. Zerglings from Bly going to start to surround, trying to fight over here. A couple of corrosive bars do hit on an Overlord. Not going to do too much. Spire currently building. There's the 11 meters on the way, and maybe Bly just waiting a little bit too long right now to truly attack in. True's counterattack. Well, starting to do something, but I mean, he's being slowed pretty dramatically. Here we go. Now, finally, Bly starts to fight in. So how much can you get done? A few spine crawls on the high ground. Meters are halfway done. Bly, why did he wait so long? It may really cost him this game right now. Let's see how he can do this. We're going to see him starting to take down these spine crawlers, starting to push through in towards the natural expansion. The meters come out, but there's still a lot of potential to get damage done before these meters clean up the Roaches. So there should be a lot of damage done here. The Roaches and Ravagers might even just split up and start to go between a couple of different bases to maximize the damage they get done here. Mineral line already being cleaned out in the natural expansion. Ravagers have been targeted down, and actually the Roach number from Bly not looking so great anymore. Maybe seeing a few Zerglings trying to stir him in as well to help. Actually, a few Zerglings from Bly going to be coming in towards the third hatchery to try and clean out as well. Trying to just attack everywhere. If he attacks in 2 locations, well, the meters, they can't be everywhere at the same time. Roach is just coming in towards the main, trying to pull these meters as far away as possible. 29 workers killed. Bly is up by 15, up a hatchery as well as he takes down the natural expansion, of course, a few moments ago. He's also going to try and get this third base. Right now, the Zerglings are going to do a pretty good job against it, but as more meters join in to come in against it, we'll see the Zerglings turned away, and the meters able to defend the third base and keep it alive for a few moments longer. Zerglings streaming on in here from Bly, continue to pick away at a few more drones. 18 workers left from True. Bly still has to fight against the mutalists though, and that might be the issue. Is the issue in the game from True in the last game that Bly had so many mutas, and True just couldn't really fight against them. Bly has 5 queens. He has 2 spore crawlers. I'm sure a third spore crawler will be added on whichever base is missing a spore crawler. Maybe even a couple more spores will be added. As Bly still holds like a 20 worker lead, going to run some more bins up this ramp and just see what he can try and get up to. Try and pick off another couple of drones or so. I mean, any little bit of damage right now is going to hurt. And again, it's just acting as a distraction, buying Bly as much time as possible to keep building queens, to keep building up into this late game, you know, this kind of anti-mutalist composition. Bly adds on 14 drones. It's a huge number of workers to just add on when you're already ahead. So the question is, does he have enough to fight the mutas? The mutas come in, spore crawler going to go down straight away. And that's why Bly maybe should have just invested into a few more spores. So much damage starting to be done. And True, 20 workers behind still. But he's starting to make it up. And he's going to win the game. GG, True to see how these players are going to go. What these players are going to get up to. Oh my god, what just happened to my bar at the top? There we go, fix that. Phew, that was scary. Very quickly before we before we introduce players, let's see how many people hit follow. Holy crap, there's a lot of you guys who hit follow, like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16-ish. 16 of you guys hit follow. That's not bad. That's a good chunk of 40. We're on our way. We're on our way to 12,000 followers today, guys. I think it's going to happen. I believe very, very much everyone who hit the follow button. Glad you're enjoying the games, and or at least enough to follow the game, at least enough to follow the channel. Guys, let's introduce our players. The bottom right-hand side is going to be our blue Zerg player from Expert. It is Bly. And to the bottom left, our red Zerg player from Psystorm Gaming. It is True. Hatch gas pool from True. Pool into hatchery from Bly. Let's see if he tries to do something with some early Zerglings. Corona Boy, how many more games are there today? Today there is going to be 4 more series on the SGL, and then we'll jump into the WESG French National Qualifier. So, busy day. OSC All-Stars kicked us off for the first 3 hours of the stream. And now we've already been in the SGL for about an hour and a half. And we've got 4 more series in the SGL, and then we go into the WESG Qualifier as well to finish off this stream in the day. Nice long stream. What more do you want? StarCraft all over the place. Alright, we're going to be setting up here. A few Zerglings from Bly are going to be starting to go across the map. Actually, I like this. Avoiding the early kind of overlords here to the bottom side. Takes a while longer to get there, but more likely to succeed. Because there's less likely to be Zerglings waiting for him when he arrives. So, here we go. A few Zerglings from Bly are going to come down and move in towards that natural expansion. So a few Lings moving down into this position, and well, a couple of Zerglings from True just sat up on the high ground, and here we go. Bly attacks on in. Going to start pushing these Lings back up the ramp, and then we'll try and get some damage on the natural. Actually, a couple of drones already pulling away. I think he's just going to control the space right now, and again, I mean, he's making his sort of pull first somewhat worthwhile. He's actually going to grab a drone kill there, and it's the exact sort of stuff he wants. Doesn't lose a Zergling, still a nice control. We'll come back in. We'll fight the Queen to kind of force the Zerglings and the drones to recommit, and just force them off the line to see if you can try and get a pick here. Although no luck so far. We've seen these feelings just going to be backing away. I mean, it's no luck so far. No overlooking, kind of getting an extra pick. You already picked off one unit as well already, as we mentioned. Queen here going to be poking an overlord away to the left-hand side. Queen just going to be looking to target down a overlord here, so damage being done. But not too much. And so as we set up here, we see both players going to be setting up into Ling Speed and a Baneling Nest. Actually, no Baneling Nest out of Bly, who is still making a lot of Lings though, and he actually doesn't have Ling Speed yet as well. It would mean True did go Hatch Gas Pool. So this will be a little bit awkward. Bly's later gas really coming to affect him now, as I mean, True will morph in a few Banelings and he'll get ready to attack here. In fact, the Zerglings initially might be pretty good. We see a few Queens only up on the high ground. Lots of Lings on Bly. True just definitely needs to morph in a couple Banes. Make use of that Baneling Nest. I mean, it's one thing Bly doesn't have. It's True's advantage at this point. Both players on 26 workers. You see a couple Banes morphing in the south side, but actually True is going to have those found almost immediately. More Banes to the north side, so you will get some Banelings in here, and that might change so much as we see Zergling's going to come in, starting to trade here in this bottom pathway. And there's a few Lings up north trying to maybe find something, or counterattack. Maybe find something, I think, more likely. You're going to see this one Baneling coming through. Ho ho, Bly knew what was going to happen there. He knew True was going to pull back. Nice little micro back from him as well. Nice Queen targeting, gets rid of a few of these, well, gets rid of one Baneling straight away. As the rest of these Banes coming in now. Ooh, 2 Banes going off for nothing, really, so far. Some Zerglings going to come in and start fighting against those Queens. The Bane's going to do a good job of zoning Zerglings away. Ooh, a detonation there, which didn't really do much at all. Queens are not going to go down, and True is actually going to end up kind of filling this attack to some extent. He kills a couple of Queens, but that's about it. The Banelings just didn't really connect at all. 2 of them got cancelled. 1 to the bottom side got targeted by a Queen. And the 5 from the north, 2 of them went off for nothing. 1 of them was pretty okay, and the rest, another couple just kind of went off for nothing as well. Some manual detonations which just sort of missed their mark. We're going to be seeing these units from True and from Bly joining up together, having a little bit of a trade with each other right now. We're going to see this Baneling going to get taken down by a couple of Zerglings, and well, there's True in trouble here because Bly's counterattacking. He's going to go into this natural expansion where there isn't any units. Bly making roaches behind this as well while he starts to take a third hatchery. That's something he is behind in so far. So he's starting to take his third hatchery, but for the most part, I'd say this has gone pretty well for him. More roaches on the way up, and he might just go for a big Ling roach attack. Baneling Nest coming down too. I mean, this really looks super aggressive from him. More roaches being made. I mean, why add the Baneling Nest if you're not just going to go and be super aggressive in the super near future, I think. Especially when you're playing against like a Ling Bane style. Roach Bane is almost a hard counter in a lot of ways. I mean, you think about it. Think how good Roach Bane is going to be against Ling Bane. The Banes come in, they kill off the Lings. Get good shots on the Banes of your opponent. Then Roaches are just so good as well when they're clumped up together. It's just really, really nice composition. Drew will come in, try and deny the third hatch again. As you see, Roaches coming in to try and defend this. In a way, I mean, Bly's third hatch is nice, but I think it's not, at the same time, he doesn't really care too much if he loses this. In fact, he might just be happy to picking off a few Zerglings. Picking off a few Zerglings before this fight across the map is going to happen. 8 Banes now orphan in, and he's getting ready to go very, very soon. Both players still on such low economy, though. I mean, we're talking about Bly going for a big attack, but so is True. I mean, he's still on 24 workers. He's still only making Zerglings and Banelings. So he still only has Ling Bane to the top side, whereas these Roaches from Bly, which he's now invested into, those Roaches are just going to be super powerful. I don't understand True's game plan here. I can understand he may want to kind of continue moving his way through this third base and counterattacking, but I don't know if Bly just has the right answer to it already or what, because it really looks as though this isn't going to work out too well. Nice micro from True. Always just sending a couple of Lings to try and target down the Banes to trade efficiently right now. It's actually very good control by True and Bly at this point to kind of make the most of everything. Wow, those Zerglings still trading so well. But here we go, this counterattack in towards the natural expansion. What does True have to deal with this? That's True going to be moving in and still seeing what he can do. Just seeing all that Baneling of Bly nearly connecting, but still manages to dodge his way around. Going to bypass that other Baneling now as well. But he has no answer on the other side of the map. He's going to have Ling Bane. Still seeing what he can get up to. A few Lings and Banes will come in on the low ground. Bane's actually going to go down to low ground too. And we're all over the place. And base trading once again here in this series. This is a really ridiculous ZvZ. We've seen some really stupid games from this. Not stupid games, but just like, games that are pretty crazy. Bly going to lose every single drone now. Whereas we see already, actually I thought they were drones. Actually, the last drones in here, they are. All the drones in the main base. So neither player is going to have any drones. Army supply is pretty even. And I see Bly send some Banelings back home to try and fight against this. Every connection counts so much at this point because there's only so many units that are going to be coming in here from True in the future. Bly going to morph in some more Banes to try and defend against this. And he is actually starting to fight back away from against these Zerglings. Zerglings taking damage now as well to the Broodlings. Broodlings are actually a pretty big factor too, and again in the long run, this Ling Bane might be good from True to counterattack, etc. But in a straight up fight, in a straight up trade of the armies on economies, then I think Bly still wins out because he has these Roaches. True's still mining. You're going to see Bly winning out another couple of units here. You can see True's army supply though is so low now. Zergling's just trapped in the main base where the majority of that comes from. Not sure why Bly feels the need to back away. Is it just because he doesn't have any buildings left? Oh my god. But then he has to win the base. Oh my god, Bly doesn't have any buildings left. Holy crap. And he's got no drones. So he's literally on a timer. Once this Baneling Nest and Roach Roaring goes down, that is it. So he has to come in here right now. He has to take down every building. True has 14 drones remaining. There are 3 of them running over here. He's got 9 drones remaining. He's got one on the top side of the map, doesn't he? That means he wins the game. Because Bly just can't clean up everything, I don't think, in time. You see Bly coming in, trying to protect this, and I mean, Bane's still trying to look for a way. You can just see that Roach on the Baneling Nest isn't going to stay alive long enough. I didn't think about the fact that Bly would just lose his buildings, win a base trade, and for some reason it just didn't occur to me that was a possibility. He picks off that drone. This is so annoying because Bly actually had enough, had all the drones alive in the main base at the one time. He just didn't focus them. He just focused on the hatchery. Oh man. Well, I mean, again, eventually this Roach Roar in this Baneling Nest dies. Can't spread creep because there's no lair. So they just kind of die off. He's got 100 health left. Time is ticking. True is going to win game number 3 in another absolutely ridiculous manner. And this is it, right? There's not a building I'm forgetting about. No? No, it's just the Baneling Nest. Bly. He's going to sit in this until the very, very end, but he can't do anything to save the Baneling Nest. 20 health left on it, 15. It doesn't matter what health is happening to the side, because this is going to be what marks the GG. True is your victor here, and he is just about